there, it's Karen here. Welcome back, and today we're working on the Altered Index Challenge 2025 hosted by Nonstop Paper Crafts, and this is the list of prompts. So we're on week 19 and the prompt this week is whimsical, which is quite vague and can be interpreted in many ways, which is probably why it's been chosen, really, because it can be interpreted in so many different ways. And I've had a lot of thinking. My mind has mainly gone to what stamps I have and stencils, because they're the things they're kind of my go-tos for these challenges. So the stamp set I finally settled on, because I was thinking about my Diane Reevely, my Dilution stamps, and I think some of those would definitely have worked for Whimsical as well. But I have used those a couple of times, so I thought I'd go to this stamp. I'd almost forgotten I had it. I've had it for a long, long time. Don't think I've ever used it. All I've ever done is stamp on some of that mixed media card that I've stamped some of the Dilution stamps on and coloured them in. It's a really lovely stamp set, actually. I don't know where I got it from. I don't know if it was a freebie with a magazine or quite what. It's called Come Rain or Shine Characters, so I really can't remember. I can't believe it was a freebie, so I've probably bought it somewhere. And if you can see, it's like couples, I don't know, canoodling under an umbrella. These days a very old-fashioned word, isn't it? Sitting on a bench together. But I like this stamp. This is the one I'm drawn to. It feels like she's doing, I don't know what she's doing, but she looks like she's dancing to me. So, and I had several versions of her printed out and coloured in and cut out already. So I think the one I'm going to use, she was in different colours. Sorry, I'm trying to get hold of it. So it's just on that, it's actually on some thick white card. It's not on the mixed media card. It's I think it's some basil cardstock. I think it's on some basil cardstock. I've just stamped her out. I've coloured in her dress and her hair and given her some flesh-coloured limbs. And she just looks like she's dancing. So I'm going to have her dancing in the rain. That's my whimsical idea. It was a kind of a late thought, actually, to have her dancing in the rain. I had another idea, but I think that actually works better for me, because there's umbrellas and raindrops and all that on this stamp set. But I want to do a background first, and I've been playing around with different things trying to do. So I want to do try and do a very soft, floaty background with soft colours and all just blending in together. So I have no idea if it's going to work, because this is not my forte, but I'm going to try it. I've been practicing on a piece of spare cardstock, but whether it will work when I actually try to do it on here, I don't know. So I'm starting off with a bit of mustard seed, which I'm going to spray with some water and then use one of my brushes to kind of spread it out and make it nice and just a soft kind of blended background. That's the theory. So that's that one. Then I've got some of these little Versacolour inks in various shades of sort of lilac and pink. So I'm going to try to do a bit of this. Doesn't need an awful lot of water on this one, I don't think, just a little bit. This is where it gets a bit tricky. This one was easy to do. These ones are very old, these little ink pads. So just trying to get a bit of soft colour there. And let's go for this one, which is called Heliotrope. Okay, a little bit of that. Little squirt, and I'll use the same one, I think. And might just put a bit of lilac down here. Oh, this is quite a little bit paler. So see how it looks. And I've got a different, I use this one. Oh, it's got a bit of pink on it. That's good. Wanted a bit of pink in there. I was just using the wrong brush, I think. There's a bit of pink in there now. Okay, so let's blend this in a little bit up here. Okay, so we have a kind of whimsical background. That's my theory. Right, so I think I want to dry this first because I need to stamp on it next. So let's just get the old heat tool out, which you can. Right, so that's dry. So I think she will go quite nicely, whoops, if I can pick her up again, on here, like that. So the next thing I want to do is have introduce some raindrops. So we've got multiple raindrops on this stamp, and then we've got some individual ones. So I don't want them to be too dark. I think I've got this little stamp, Seafoam. Just wondering what the best colour to stamp this, because I don't want this to be really, really strong. I'm going to try this Stormy Sky. See how that seems appropriate, even though it's not a stormy sky. But I want to use that. I'm going to try that colour for my raindrops, because I don't want them to be too bold. There. There. Oh, that's quite a nice colour. Okay. Right, we've got raindrops, and I want to do just a few individual ones. Okay. Right. We have raindrops. Where's my lid? What do I need? I need my lid. So that's that. So she's now dancing in the rain. I have also got also on the stamp set is this kite, and I did want, originally I was just going to have her chasing kites, and I still quite like the idea of having a kite kind of floating around in the rain. So I might might stamp that on as well. I am always in danger of putting too much on, aren't I? I tend to just sometimes overload it, so maybe I'll leave the kite off at the moment. So she's there, and I thought to add another whimsical touch, she's actually floating on a cloud. I've got some little bit of cotton wool here. I thought, yep, she's kind of standing on a cloud, dancing in the rain. So that's her cloud. I'm thinking, I don't know whether to put, there's umbrellas in this stamp set, and I don't know whether to put an umbrella, as though she's dropped her umbrella so she can go dancing. I do have one already stamped, cut out, but this is really too big, I think. There is a smaller one. So I think, and also I've got this little boy holding an umbrella, and I think he might be just standing here looking up at his big sister and thinking, what is she doing? She's dancing on a cloud in the rain. I think that's quite whimsical. So I think the next thing I'm going to do, before I glue that down and before I decide about my umbrella, I'm going to stamp my title, because I want to actually stamp out Dancing in the Rain. So I have this tiny little stamp set. I can hardly see it really. It's by Stampendous. I've had it for years and years. I did use it quite a lot in my scrapbooking days. It's very good for little titles and things like that. But I've only got one in, so I'm going to have to do it bit by bit. And I'm just going to stamp it onto this scrap of avocado dyed paper. So I'm going to have to just do it bit by bit. I think I'm going to do it with a cobalt blue rather than black. Let's do it. Let's just see how this comes out. So we're going to be... So I'll probably speed this bit up because it'll take a while to get all these words on here. And I haven't done a very good job. Okay, that took a little while because they're very fiddly. As you can see, they're so tiny and the eyes have not come out very well. They're a bit smudged, but so be it. So I want to tear around these. Got a little... where's my little ruler? I'm just going to tear these out. I think I'll do the words separately. I'll have dancing. Okay, inner I'll put together. I've lost me the tip of my there. Never mind. That's annoying. Is that the same size? I'm just wondering whether to re-stamp that bit. I think I might just re-stamp that quickly off camera. Right, so I've re-stamped in there, and the eye has come out a lot better on this one. I didn't redo rain, I've just stuck with it. And I've just inked around the edge of each of them, again with the same ink. It's the Archival Cobalt, just to make them stand out against the background. So we've got that ready to go. Now the last thing I think I'd like to do on here, I do think I'd like the idea of, I've got this umbrella. I don't know, well, you probably can't see it. It's in the package. It's this one. It's the one that's not been put up, or that's been let down. It's just laying. Well, doesn't have to be laying, but it's going to be just like as though she's discarded it. I don't need my umbrella. I'm going to dance in the rain, and I'm just going to put that on the floor as though she's just thrown it down so she can go dancing on her cloud. Yep, fanciful. That's another word, I guess, for whimsical. But that's what I'm going with. And just kind of be as daft as you like, really, with this. I mean, I probably could go a lot further with it, but it's not a very big card, so trying to contain myself. I'm just wondering if that's going to show up enough. I don't think that's going to work. Nope, wrong colour. No. What colour should we go for that's going to show up? I think maybe a green. Where's my bit of... Yep, I was going to go with this Morocco, so like a reddy orange, or orangey red, whatever you want to call it. But I don't think it's going to work on there. So just managed to stop myself in time, I think. So we're going to go for... Going to have a green umbrella, I think, just because I want something that's going to be a contrast and will show up. So I'm hoping this is going to come out okay, because I've not used this stamp before, that's for sure. So I'm just going to try and hold it down because it's starting to curl a little bit. Okay, we have an umbrella. She's just thrown it on the ground because she wants to dance on her cloud in the rain. So the cloud is going to go there. I feel like it should be a little higher from the ground, but she's quite tall, so I don't want her falling off the top of the card. So I think I might have to put her on first. Okay, where's my glue? Let's just glue her on. Glue's not coming out. Okay, just thinking it might come out now. Yes, okay, good. Right, let's get her in the right spot and then everything else can go around her. Make sure I can fit dancing in the rain. Just might need to move it over just a little bit. Yep. bit of glue on here now. Just dab that off. Okay. And I don't know, I was thinking I wanted to put a little bit of doily underneath the cloud. Shall we see? Just try, just for another bit of interest, another layer. Not as much as that. I feel like I want her to be floating slightly above the cloud. I know the cloud is almost on the ground, but we're being whimsical here, so I'm just going to go with it. You can only fit so much on this card, can't I? And she's quite tall. I could probably have done a smaller version. A lot of the stamps, you had a big one and a small one. But this one, it only came in the one size. Otherwise, I might have used a smaller version. So, I think I'm going to do that. So, get out the glue again. Don't know why, I just felt I'd give it another bit of dimension with the doily. Whoop! Oh, good grief. Not well done. Okay, got it. Right. And let's just spread this out a little bit. And do just a few dabs of glue. I don't know that I very rarely actually stuck cotton wool to one of my projects, so this is a bit of a first. I don't know, I just kind of like the idea of her dancing on a cloud in the rain. We're being whimsical, so why not? And I've lost my little boy. There he is. So I quite like the idea of him just standing down below, looking up thinking, what on earth is she doing? I don't know. I just felt he gives her another bit of perspective, I suppose. He's down on the ground. And she's dancing in the clouds, in the rain. And just going to glue the words on now. And just consider whether I want to do any kind of border around the card. So I'm going to put dancing. Inner. In the rain. There we are. So what would I like to do around the border? I think, bear with me a moment. No, I don't know. I've got a stamp, but I don't know if I want to put any more stamping on here. I think I might just draw around it, but not with black. I want to steer clear of black on this. Got a little set of glitter pens here. I can't use glitter pens on a whimsical make. I don't know where I can, but which colour shall I use? Got this dark grey, silver, and I've got a couple of blues. That blue. I think I'm drawn to this blue. I'm just going to draw a border around, a wiggly border, I think. I'm going to try and go straight. And in fact, I think I'm going to do a double border. Wiggly. Go round again. Whoops. Okay, so we have a double wiggly border. I mean, although these are glitter pens, I think the glitter only shows if you're colouring in. When you're doing something like that, it doesn't really come out. But that's fine. It's a nice colour. So that's it. Just get my border out of the way. We have prompt number 19, Whimsical. And I'm really quite pleased with how that's turned out in the end. Didn't know as usual if it would, but yeah, I like that. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.